Crossing rivers remains one of the biggest problems for the Russian army throughout the war and significantly affects the situation at the front, Forbes writes. The author of the publication recalls how in May 2022, the Ukrainian Armed Forces destroyed an entire battalion tactical group of the Russian army in one day, catching it trying to force the Seversky Donets River in the east. Much time has passed since then, and the Russians have corrected many shortcomings in their army, but overcoming water obstacles remains a problem. Thus, the Dnieper River played an important role in the battle for Kherson, eventually forcing the Russians to leave the city in November 2022. It also became the reason why the Russians have no prospects of retaking the city, although their positions are located very close. Another problem for the Russians was the Oskol River in the Kharkiv region, which had long been an important Ukrainian defensive line north of Kupiansk. Unfortunately, the Russians' significant numerical advantage in manpower allowed them to establish a fairly large bridgehead on the Ukrainian side of the river during the year. The crossing of the Oskol cost the Russians significant losses, but even this relatively narrow river continues to create problems for the occupiers in their further advance on Kupiansk. The fact is that troops on the bridgehead must somehow be provided for and even more so reinforced in order to continue the offensive. In the absence of permanent bridges, this means constant losses with each attempt to throw something across the river. In mid-July, Russian forces attempted to build a pontoon bridge across the Oskol, but that attempt also failed. Although some Russian soldiers made it across, the inability to transport armored units severely limited their offensive capabilities and prevented any operational breakthrough in the northeast, Forbes writes. The author of the publication notes that there is currently no obvious solution to this problem for Russia, since overcoming water obstacles has always been one of the most difficult and dangerous types of military operations. While the Russian-Ukrainian war is often associated with the rapid adoption of new technologies, traditional challenges such as river crossings continue to shape the battlefield. Russia's repeated failures in these operations have resulted in significant losses and are now the main obstacle to the success of their summer offensive, the publication writes.
The cities of Sochi and Adler in the Krasnodar region of Russia have been attacked by drones. Local Telegram channels reported this. Ukrainian-owned kamikaze drones targeted oil facilities in both cities. One of the drones hit an oil facility owned by Rosneft in the Sirius Federal District near the city of Sochi, causing an explosion and fire. According to some reports, one of the missiles fired to shoot down the drones hit a residential building, causing a fire. According to reports, this is the largest drone attack on the cities of Sochi and Adler during the Russia-Ukraine war. It is said that there were casualties during the incident. Flights at Sochi airport were suspended due to the drone attack.
Какой дым, Аркаш, как страшно, да. Ой, мама, все. Ой, все, пиздец. Ой, это что?
Да, открытый дом может даже быть монгольский.
Ой, пиздец. Бедные люди, боженьки, спаси, сохрани.
Пошел, блядь, пожалуй.
Ань, звони Сергею Толстому, ну. Хоть с
Не могу.
Да, с моего позвони, номер имеешь?
Идите, соберите свои документы все. Идите, соберите документы.
Ебать, совхозе, пиздец. А, это машина едет? Ох, ебать. Нефтебаза въебала. Пизда. Ебать. Попали. Попали. Что-то. Вон. Взрыв здания. Сирена, слышь, заорала. Ладно, Санька, главное, спит. Я слышал жужжание это.
Попали, да. Все. Вот, в районе Роснефти. Вот. Заправка Роснефть на кольце, где подкова. Попали.
The Russian Navy has started drills involving forces from the Northern, Pacific, and Baltic fleets, as well as the Caspian Flotilla, Russia's Ministry of Defense reported on Wednesday. Dubbed July Storm, the exercise will take place from July 23 to 27 under the overall command of Navy Commander-in-Chief Admiral Alexander Moiseev, in the waters of the Pacific and Arctic Oceans, and the Baltic and Caspian Seas. Over 150 combat and support ships, 10 coastal missile systems, 950 units of military and special equipment, 120 aircraft, and over 15,000 service members will take part in the drills. The exercise is aimed at testing the readiness of fleet and flotilla groupings to carry out non-standard missions, as well as to use long-range precision weapons, drones, and other modern and next-generation weaponry, the Defense Ministry stated. It should be noted that earlier, in June, military expert Vasily Dandikin suggested that the development of unmanned aerial vehicles may be a crucial part of the Russian Navy development strategy through 2050, approved by President Vladimir Putin.